The decay of Aiden Ross, the saddest Andrew Tate simp. Jay Aubrey just dropped. We're gonna watch it. In my opinion, seeing Aiden Ross being canceled by just about every major streamer, every major platform, something I've never seen before, officially like the internet's most hated streamer for a reason. Let's get into it.
I don't know if you guys can see what's going on. I've been getting canceled lately. You're gonna pull the blanket off her, pour it on her, and you're gonna grab the bag and go smack, smack, smack. Just the internet is such a negative place, such a negative space. I'm gonna go pee in the face, okay? This thing is
right out the gate, he talks about how negative the internet is. A lot of his content's negative, like, and he enjoys causing drama and hurting people.
It's horrible. I will literally have people do theirs for thousands of dollars and like I've been like torturing, you know, and hurting themselves, and it just feels so good, like you get high from it.
See? There you go.
Okay.
Was he ever really a streaming titan?
I'm just sick and tired of everything going on, man. Like, it gets me alive every day. I have to wake up and see something negative on that net, and it just pisses me off.
I'm sure you've noticed the internet's been kind of weird lately.
Here's why you gotta break up with your girlfriend if you're not making 6 figures a year.
This new breed of females
The
are
manosphere.
sucking vampires.
You never apologize to a woman. I don't give a f if she caught you cheating in the bed, in her f***ing bed with another chick. Bitch, it's your fault.
I can't scroll my timeline longer than 10 seconds without seeing some finance bro drooling into a mic about how women are evil for not wanting to spend their lives cooking and birthing children. Okay, well, they don't cook the children, but annoying and insecure dudes complaining about the individual choices adults make in their own personal lives is, of course, hardly a new concept. The ultra-online red-pilled alpha male-based Pepe Giga Chad weirdo manosphere has always existed to some extent, but has only seen more of a renaissance over the past year or so, when their lord and savior first made the news in April 2022 for, hang on, let me check here. Oh yeah, a sex trafficking investigation. His provocative comments surrounding women and masculinity catapulted Andrew Tate into the cultural zeitgeist, becoming inarguably one of the most famous people in the world by that summer. Suddenly, everyone with internet access went from having no idea this guy existed to seeing his chin-deprived face every waking day.
Who recently tried to say he was poisoned and said he wasn't. It was like a skin rash, some irritation. I'm probably gonna break this video down into 2 parts, so I'm gonna add all the commentary that I want, because I honestly don't like Aiden Ross or Andrew Tate.
Many of his beliefs remain heavily contested and flat out wrong to this day. One universal truth that cannot be argued is that these 2 men started a revolution amongst angsty young boys with a severe
incels.
Lack of direction in their lives. Teens who are in desperate need of self-validation and a good reason to be angry with the less than desirable situations they found themselves in have looked for solace within this guy. Everyone searches for meaning, and Andrew Tate has generously shared his real-world experiences in an effort to elevate the human spirit. For the right price, of course. And if by elevating the human spirit you mean violent misogyny, regardless, he's offered a weird, twisted sense of hope for vulnerable audiences to latch on to, and an ideology for irresponsible creators to.
I would like to know how a lot of his clients' relationships are going. Are they still single and angry?
Mindlessly regurgitate. When Sneeko isn't getting ratioed into oblivion by anyone with a Twitter account or getting cuckolded by the woman he loves, he can be found on a Twitch knockoff site, parroting Andrew Tate talking points, or just flat out dancing to edits of Hitler.
He was aware Hitler, like, he wouldn't be a fan of you, dude. He'd put you with the Jews.
Yeah, no.
Isn't Sneeko supposed to be taking an internet break now to, like, find himself, even though he'll probably say it's for, like, 1,000 other reasons, other than realizing he's got mental health problems? By the way, Only hitting the gym's not gonna help you with those.
Idea what happened there. But it's hard to deny Tate has left a lasting impact on the very youth he financially capitalizes on, creating a whole army of bots who will linger onto every word that spills out of his mouth, change their physical appearances to match his, and even go
Screaming mental health issues. It's like a groupie, but not.
so far as to sniff the very musk off his chair. Literally.
And it took me a while to understand that, and you know it did.
Just wait. There you go.
And I just want to say,
Today, I'd like to focus on one of Andrew Tate's most loyal soldiers, a man who has found deep meaning in his teachings and vowed to leave his own impact on the next generation in a similar way, when he can actually pronounce words correctly.
far right authorization on ultra-analated, oh my God, ultra-analytist Benito
Wasn't it like ultra authoritarianism?
Mazzulli. What is an example of a fastest?
Join me on my descent down the rabbit hole of a streaming icon who's recently found himself just as radicalized by the top G as any other impressionable kid out there, while we explore what really happened to Adin Ross.
I just woke up to some crazy
Catastrophic
news about news got
dog.
arrested in Romania. I don't know what to believe. I don't know what's going on.
I talked to Tristan and Andrew chat. They're home, bro. They're home, and it just feels amazing. They call me Little G. Little G. You need to be alive in my life because you came for a reason, and you're here to inspire me for at least tens of years. I'm gonna have to change your diapers.
But before we get
He just looks so weird with no hair, like the bald thing. And then we find out like Andrew Tate is balding. So like, why did he shave his head? You're not balding. You got a healthy head hair. Wear that. That was like, that's a W. Adin Ross with hair is a W. Bald Adin Ross, L7.
But chat, I want to start to get more girls on my stream, probably next month type shit. I'll definitely be out there around the time we dropping that song. Okay, cool. You talking about? So, what happened?
The Big Bang?
No, I know the Big Bang Theory.
What is it?
It's where, I really don't know. Do you believe in socialism? So the average salary is
Socialism?
What?
Adin David Ross was born on October 11th, 2000 in Boca Raton, Florida. Raised in a Jewish household by two parents alongside his older sister, Naomi. Moving several times from Florida to New York to California.
They say Jewish, and I'm like, I have the mindset to be like, is he faking being uneducated to the level in which he pretends to be?
Back to New York, then back to California again, thanks in part to his parents divorcing, remarrying other people, then finally remarrying each other again. Right from the start, nothing about Adin's life was predictable or stagnant. Opening up on a podcast about an instance where he was stabbed in his sleep by
Oh yeah, I heard about this, like stabbed in his sleep by his dad, some like traumatic experience, and he just didn't know why it happened. Like, seems like he was raised in a very bad environment.
a mentally unwell relative at the age of 12.
When I was like 12 years old, I got stabbed by a knife. So in my sleep, by a family relative who was like mentally like unstable.
I just gasped like 3 times in a row.
Having to be rushed to the hospital in the dead of night to get 9 stitches made him numb to traumatic events as he grew older, according to him.
When that happened to me, I went through it for like a week. I don't know what it was. I became numb and kind of like emotionless to traumatic shit. It's crazy. I could just put it like behind me. Like, you know, picture like your...
So he had PTSD, but since he never got help, he never got diagnosed to know that he's having PTSD, and he wasn't compartmentalizing and getting over it. He was disassociated.
Jumping over like a hurdle. It's just a hurdle. I'll just jump over that motherfucker.
Like, I'm
He
just
just
really
disassociates.
I'm not really letting that shit get to me.
Throughout the chaos, Aiden took an affinity to gaming as a kid. Anyone around Aiden's age, including
And his outlet
myself,
was
can
gaming.
attest to the fact that titles like Halo,
That's
Call of
relatable.
Duty, and GTA really helped shape a lot of childhoods at the time.
It was like 2008. Black Ops 2, NBA 2K series, GTA 5. You know, that's my type of games.
But Aiden wouldn't take his hobby of gaming public until his senior year of high school, when he
Yeah,
first created
basketball.
a Twitch account. Tired of waiting tables, Aiden showed
then
serious
GTA 5.
determination to make streaming his full-time job, with some of his earliest streams being over 10 hours long. Moving to LA with his sister over the summer of 2019, Aiden streamed consistently enough that he quickly garnered a small but intimate
Also, keep in mind, he's told us more than once that he has an opioid addiction. Like, I can do lots of things consistently for hours and zone out. I have ADD. Stream for 12 hours, probably. I don't know. I can play a game for 12 hours, but on stream. Also, never had a computer strong enough to do both.
community and started raking in pretty decent money. His ambition at the time was actually pretty inspiring. After all, it's always good to stay driven and set goals for yourself, but I don't even think Aiden was prepared for just how quickly those goals would be met.
Pick me up and fuck me.
Give me that! Let's go, Bronny! What the f I'm talking about? Bronny! Here we go. Here's game one, bro. Bro, I want to break something so bad, bro. It's not fair. 4 seconds. Stay! This game is f***ing ass, bro.
NBA 2K was Aiden's first gateway into mainstream recognition, not just because it was one of the primary games he streamed, but because the people he met playing it proved to be pretty instrumental in Aiden's early
World
career.
star.
For example, maybe you've heard of this guy, LeBron James. Yeah, well, Aiden became pretty good friends with his son, Bronny, by playing 2K. Actually getting the chance to meet LeBron himself on stream at the beginning of 2020 in a particularly viral moment.
What's good, bro?
It's LeBron.
He said, "Is this LeBron?"
Yo, gigantic fan. I love you.
Nah, it's all respect, man. Appreciate it, man.
And look.
Appreciate it. Showing love and respect to me and my son. Nice meeting you, man.
Hey, nice meeting you.
Keep it going, all right?
Yeah, all right, bro.
Because LeBron is LeBron, this interaction gave Aiden his first taste of media buzz. Putting
It's like
his
a
name
name
in front of
drop,
more
bro.
people ended up doubling his audience.
That was a huge favor to
streaming
him.
in front of thousands of more eyes. Of course, it was nothing compared to the behemoth his audience would become shortly after, but blowing up to that extent would call for a fresh form of content, something that could captivate a more generic audience outside of his insular community of gamers.
Take you to the Coliseum, you go watch me fight some lions or something, you know what I'm saying? Something slight.
What the f?
Dating shows have been a longtime staple in American
wow.
media and will most likely continue to garner mass attention by taking on different forms. Aiden must have understood what bringing women
I really think this whole, like, I don't know, the dating video things, I've never watched them. I hear about them through a lot of documentaries, and I'm just like, it's weird. Strange. I don't think any relationships ever came from these.
on stream could have done for his brand. So he began hosting live E-Day
I feel like it's kind of part of the Hustlers University. Like, these girls are trying to get their money. These guys have money.
through Discord, where crusty boys could compete for a date with whichever woman was unlucky enough to be featured that day. This naturally resulted in some incredible non-stream moments that I can only describe by showing you.
Dude, let me see that you have game, bro. Come on, let me see you got game.
Oh god. Oh my god.
What the f is this?
Why?
This shows where Riz goes to die, but it made him an even
No
more talked
Riz,
about figure
right?
among the LA crowd. Being invited to do
Hayden Ross has no riz.
a hot tub stream with Corinna Kampf that got him to trend on Twitter around the time he was seen partying with the likes of FaZe Clan and somehow even Cactus Jack. After an incredibly successful streak in 2020, Aiden was riding high on the prospect of what the future could hold for the new upcoming year.
Bro, come on, you tap my ass, bro.
It's part of the handshake. I'll do it slower if you want.
Turning his back on 2K, Aiden kicked off what would become his rapper era by first playing GTA with Detroit artist T Grizzly, before moving on to even bigger names like Lil Yachty, Lil Uzi Vert.
Honestly, I might get dragged for saying this. I don't listen to nor like any of them rappers. I don't listen to rap, I listen to hip hop. Like shit. Can't spell crap without rap. and I digress.
And Soulja Boy. It's wild to think that Twitch, and really any social media in general, has the capability to connect such well-established celebrities to someone who was just waiting tables in their hometown.
I'm like surprised someone hasn't came out at him for cultural appropriation. You know how we love to cancel people for that.
Not even 2 years prior. It must have been a surreal experience for Aiden, but that didn't mean he wasn't going to do his best to make an impression.
You see that free feet content? Feet pics. That's gonna be his next career.
I'm rapping in the streets.
Yo.
Whoa.
In the streets.
Whoa.
Batter beat
Whoa.
is me.
No.
Silky, fuck me. Fuck me, Silky, fuck me. So they want to know how big is your dick?
Whoa.
Yeah, Aiden was a big fan of acting sus around people he just
Shock culture times 10?
met. Aiden had cultivated an audience of teens, predominantly boys, who were drawn to that specific kind of humor. Aiden himself has always embraced the persona of an obnoxious, aloof kid who just speaks his mind and deals with whatever consequences may follow. Probably because he doesn't think before speaking, he attracts an audience of preteens because that's basically what he is as far as maturity goes. He speaks their language, which is okay when he's playing video games and freestyling with Ski Mask the Slump God, but not as okay when he's platforming people who think the white race is superior.
Okay, what's up?
So Nick, tomorrow is a thing called Day of Hate. It is basically a planned holiday to hate on Jews.
Which he is Jewish.
That's funny.
You caught that part, right?
But we aren't there yet, are we? Aiden's journey thus far has yet to meet such an unfortunate fate, because at this point, he
Nick
was still acting like a
Fuentes?
moron and beefing with rappers. Aiden once unknowingly sung along to the lyrics of a song.
Dog, he just had his foot in his mouth. What?
Ask the Slump God, but not as okay when he's platforming people who think the white race is superior.
Okay, what's up?
I just want to
So
see him
Nick,
putting his
tomorrow
foot in
is
his
a
mouth.
thing called Day of Hate. It is basically a planned holiday to hate on Jews.
That's funny that you called me.
But we aren't there yet, are we? Aiden's journey thus far has yet to meet such an unfortunate fate, because at this point, he was still acting like a
Feet pics dropping, man. Look at that. Sucking his own toes.
moron and beefing with rappers. Aiden once unknowingly sung along to the lyrics of a song that dissed
Who got
rapper
smoked,
Julio
dude? Who got
Fulio's deceased
smoked?
brother live on stream.
Yo, there's a rapper who you follow. His name is Julio Fulio. You know who he is?
Yeah, I know who he is. What's up with him?
I played this song that dissed his brother Bibby, who passed away, and the chat was kind of like telling me to play that. So I played it. I not knowing like what was going on.
Those are serious people right there.
They're serious people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If he say you good, if he say you good though.
Yeah, he's typing to me. Maybe if you could just put an extra word and just let him know like I'm not really about that at all.
After apologizing to Julio in a public Instagram live, things were seemingly
AKA, you heard it here first. He ain't about that life. He's not about that life. He's hanging out with the people, but he's not about that life. So he's a clown.
all good until Aiden was caught singing the song again days later.
Cut this out. Who I smoke. Say it.
No! So do you think he's really sorry, or was he just scared? I think he was just scared.
Nah, yo ain't tripping.
Look, Aiden, I'm not recording. I'm fucking live.
Luckily though, Julio was more than
So
understanding
off,
towards
man.
Aiden and eventually streamed
No.
alongside him in person to prove there was no longer any bad blood. Aiden then himself got dissed by NBA Youngboy after being sent an apparent screenshot of Youngboy liking his girlfriend's Instagram post on a burner account. Aiden then took to Instagram Live to flirt with Youngboy's ex in a public setting. Then there was the time Polo G heard him freestyle.
Aiden's gonna be sus the whole time toward Polo G.
I'm in the stew with the deuce. We popping up. We two and do. Yeah, I just got done.
Ukulele gang. Hold on 1 second.
Sucking on a gun. I mean, wait. I'm on a gun. I just beat his meat.
What the f?
Even though they were said to have put the issue to bed in July 2021, a year later, Polo released a music video pretending to beat a Twitch streamer to a bloody pulp. Aiden then brought Polo back on stream where he looked absolutely terrified as he apologized again.
I'm out of pocket, man. I don't know what the was happening to me last year, bro. You know what I'm saying? It was just really out of pocket. I'm hereby sorry for ever, disrespecting you, doing shit that would, like, be weird, Like, man, how would I put this? I'm sorry, man. And I fuck you, bro. You're gang. You know what I mean? We're gang.
And while I wish I could say this was the end of his series of controversies that year, in reality, things were only heating up.
I don't know, bro. Like, I just see, like, you just don't like me. I don't know.
Right. Okay. We can talk about that.
Summer 2021 is when I first discovered Aiden Ross. Not willingly, of course. But by that June, Aiden's name was suddenly being mentioned in the same breath as some pretty irresponsible crypto partnerships by the Grim
FaZe Clan or whatever. They rip off their fans consistently. They got ripped off by Snoop Dogg though, so.
Reaper himself, CoffeeZilla, who published an investigation into a now infamous pump and dump scheme and my personal favorite
like
crypto
Save the
scam of all
Kids
time,
token?
MILF token. If you
No,
don't know by
MILF
now, it came
token
to light
this
that
time.
Aiden was paid 6 figures to shill a crypto project that, from the beginning, never had any legitimacy whatsoever. I mean, it's called a MILF token, for God's sake. You think we can just one day go to the store and pay for a bottle of orange juice with the MILFs? Keep dreaming. Getting naive customers to invest in a shady coin on the off chance it goes to the moon and makes them rich, only to rob them blind, is not a new practice, but it does become much easier with the help of useful idiots like Aiden Ross, who see it as nothing more than a quick and easy payday. I mean, this is literally how the promotion went.
What does it mean, insufficient funds? It says insufficient, liquidity. Oh, there we go. Yeah. Okay.
Hold on. Click reject. Tell your chat you're sorry. This is your first time.
It's my first time buying MILF. Yeah. Yup.
You're on the right.
Wait, what do I do now?
Right there. Below. No. Down below. Below reject. Reject 2 transactions. No. Yeah.
I'm just trying to get a MILF blow up doll. This is your dick.
Yeah, you just watched a 20-year-old make $200,000. How does it feel?
Chat, by the way, that MILF token shit I did a while back, I already told you guys, don't buy that shit. I got paid a bag to do that shit.
But he told you to buy it before he told you not to buy it. So he robbed you. You got robbed by Aiden Ross if you invested in MILF token because of his promotion.
Like, I don't give a fuck. I hope none of you guys actually bought it.
You saw that after that it went down. So listen, it was not a scam of pumping up nothing.
That's the reason it wasn't a scam, guys. Because the price went down, it wasn't a pump and dump. This is where the key lie is, guys. The day of Aiden Ross's promo, the bad promo, bro. Hey, it was a bad promo. They got $19 million in 24-hour volume.
After shrugging this behavior off, skirting responsibility, and doing everything he could to downplay the promotion, Coffee was quick to call him out for being dishonest about the price of the token going down.
Felix, aka CoffeeZilla, is the shit. Go check out his channel.
While this was true, it didn't change the fact that Aiden's promotion of MILF token in front of 100,000 kids caused the trading volume of the coin to skyrocket to $19 million, which meant holders of MILF
like stealing candy from babies, huh?
Were dumping right as Aiden's fans were pumping. You see how that could almost be a crime? Aiden had also become pretty involved in the gambling scene on Twitch, being paid by offshore crypto casinos to broadcast his epic wins with kids all across the globe. Tacking a promo code on screen, which no matter how you want to cut it, could very much encourage people to get into gambling themselves without fully realizing the
his other addiction other than opiates.
Consequences it could bring. I imagine to some fans, seeing the bright colors and loud noises ring out as their favorite influencer experience the euphoria of winning hundreds of thousands of dollars live could be pretty alluring. Massive names like Trainwrecks TV, XQC, and Aiden Ross were all making bank from companies like DualBits, Rubit, and Stake, paying them to neglect whatever concerns critics may have had and showcase their
Rumor has it there's ties between Stake and Kick, two companies that pretty much use Aiden Ross as their frontline man.
Massive wins and losses regardless.
And train
In June,
wrecks.
Aiden happened to accidentally leak some terms of the contract with the One brand, revealing a potential $2 million payment being discussed. Just to give you an idea of how integral these partnerships were to anyone morally bankrupt enough to accept them.
Having the audience watching you gamble, nothing good is going to come out of that for any of them. There's a reason why you have to be 21 years old to gamble. It's a vice. It's when you're too young, you can't handle that stimulation. You can't handle that addiction. It's very, very, very dangerous.
I didn't think of that perspective. You know, like people that watch me, you know, if they see me win something crazy, I put in $100, you got $1,000. Why can't I do that? I know what you're saying. Like that's another side I didn't really think about.
Aiden demonstrates to me
He doesn't really think a lot. But speaking of thinking, I think I'm going to break this down maybe into 3 parts instead of 2. So stay tuned, like, subscribe. Part 2 will be up soon.